Yeah, maybe. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yamunatira Manacharya Tira Manacharya Jaya Radha Madhava Kunya Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunya Vihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Radha Madhava Madhava Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Okay, Hare Krishna. Yes, in Siem Reap it's quite warm here. It's quite hot, very hot in Siem Reap. As you see behind me, there's Angkor Wat is very, very sunny. Okay.
Here it's better today than yesterday. I, like
Yeah.
I feel so. I don't know you, Victor, but yesterday was too warm.
Yeah. Yes, today's here quite very very loud. Okay, let's start. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo
Namo Bhagavate
Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om
Om Namo
Namo
Bhagavate
Bhagavate
Vasudevaya.
Vasudevaya.
Okay, I will chant the prayer. Om Agyanatimirandasya Jananjana Salakaya Chaksurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manavistam Savitam Yena Bhutale Sayam Rupa Karamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Uttaparakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamsya Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Tantam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Swari
Can you hear me?
Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamani Hare Pancha Kalpatarvyasya Kripa Sindhu Devacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Okay, that's enough. Then you see the screen now. What is up here in your screen?
I don't see your
Oh,
screen.
let's see. I don't see. I don't see screen. It's supposed to be. Just a minute. It's something like a blocking. Okay. So can we now continue to the chapter 2? So chapter 2 will be actually will be in the outline. We can be outlined as follows. Arjuna submit to Lord Krishna as his disciple, and Krishna began his teaching to Arjuna by explaining the fundamental distinction between the temporary material body and the eternal spiritual soul. And then the Lord explained the process of transmigration, the nature of the selfless service to the Supreme, and the characteristic of a self-realized person. So we can say that those are things that generally we can say will be in chapter 2. Yeah. Arjuna will surrender to Lord Krishna because he confused about what should I do. Then Lord Krishna start teaching him about the difference between body and soul, and then also the process of transmigration of the soul, and then also devotional service as well, and then the characteristic of self-realized person. So that is basically what will be in chapter in chapter two. In chapter 2, basically will be that thing. Okay, so then there will be also divided into several sections, and the first section is from text 1 to text 10. From text 1 to text 10. Yeah, this is actually about indecision. Yeah, about Arjuna's further doubt and surrender. He was giving a lot of arguments before about compassion, if you remember like that. compassion, and also sinful activities, and also enjoyment, and destruction of family tradition. And then finally, he actually finally give his reason to not fight, that actually he is confused. He cannot decide. What should I do? No. Just imagine yourself where you are in dilemma. What should I do? Whether I go this way or go this way. So, like that. Yeah. Indecision. Arjuna is confused and undecided what to do. Krishna chastised Arjuna for his stance of non-violence, calling him weak and non-Aryan. So for in this section we will read also what is Aryan actually. You maybe remember about uh, the Adolf Hitler before he was claiming that Germany is an Aryan, the real Aryan, something like that. Arjuna against argues that it is sinful to kill his superior, but then realized that he is confused and he has been acting in miserly way. He therefore surrendered to Krishna and accepted him as guru, thus changing their relationship from friends to guru and disciple. Yeah, as we know that uh, Arjuna is friend to Lord Krishna, but at this point, just before Lord Krishna teaching Arjuna, so actually the relationship there is changing from friend between friend and between disciple or the student and the teacher, something like that. Okay, so we can read the text one now. The screen, okay, the screen little bit late. Okay. Sanjaya Uvacha. Can both of you repeat?
Sanjaya
Sanjaya
Uvacha.
uvaca
Tang tatha kripaya vishtam
tam
Tantatha
tatha
Kripaya
kripaya
Vishtam
vistam
ashru purna kulekshanam
Ashu Purna
asuparna
Kuleksanam
kuleksanam
visidantam idang vakyam
visidantam idam
Vidam Vakyam
vadam
uvacha madhusudanaha.
uvaca
Uvacham Madhusudanaha
dusuwada
Sanjaya Uvacha.
Sanjaya
Sanjaya
Uvacha
uvaca
Tang tatha kripaya vishtam
tam tatha
Tantatha
kripaya
Kripaya
vistam
Vishtam
ashru purna kulekshanam
asurupuna
Kuleksanam
kuleksanam
visidantam idang vakyam
Visidantam
Visedantam idam
Vakyam
vakyam
uvacha madhusudanaha.
uvaca
Madhusudana.
madusudana
If you want try to. It's easy, right? Just like a, like a flat, something like that. You try. Okay, repeat after me once more.
Okay.
Sanjaya Uvacha
Sanjaya Uvacha
uvaca
Tang Tatha Kripaya Vishtam
tam tatha
Tantatha Kripaya
kripaya
Vishtam
vistam
Ashruk Purna Kulekshanam
ashruparna kuleksanam
Kuleksanam
Visidantam Idam Vakyam
visidantam
Siddhantam
idam
Idam
vikam
Vakyam
Uvacha Madhusudanaha.
Uvachum
uvaca
Madhusudana.
madusudana
Okay, wanna try or not?
Victory, you want to try together?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, try it together. Then 1, 2,
Okay.
3. Yeah.
So,
Sanjaya uvacha
I will repeat. Sanjaya uvacha.
tam tatha kripaya vistam
Tata kripaya vishtam
Tata kripaya vistam
ashrupunar kule
ashrupurnaku leksatnam
sana
asru purna kuleksana
vidam tam idam
visidam idam
vakyam
vajam
visidantamidam vakyam.
uvacha
uvacha
madhusudanaha.
madhusudanaha.
Yes. Okay. That's it.
Woohoo.
So word by word translation. Sanjaya uvacha. You can repeat also. Sanjaya uvacha.
Sanjaya
Sanjaya
uvacha.
uvacha
Sanjaya said,
Sanjaya said,
Tam
tam
unto
Tam
Arjuna.
atu
unto
Arjuna
Arjuna.
Atha, thus.
Atha,
atha
thus,
Kripaya,
kripaya
Kripaya,
by compassion.
by
by
compassion,
compassion
Avishtam,
Avishtam,
avishtam
overwhelmed.
overwhelmed
overwhelmed,
Asru purna akula,
Ashrupurna
asrupurna
Akula,
kula
full of tears.
full of
full of
tears.
tears
Iksanam,
iksanam
Nam,
eyes.
eyes.
eyes
Visidantam,
Dantam,
visidantam
lamenting.
lamenting
lamenting.
Idam,
Idam,
idam
this.
this.
this
Vakyam,
vajam
Vakyam,
words.
words.
words
Uvacha,
uvacha
Uvacha,
said.
said
said,
Madhusudanaha,
Masudana
Madhu Danaha,
the killer of Madhu.
the killer of
killer
Madhu.
Madhu
Madhu.
Madhu here is a demon. One demon.
Is who?
A demon.
Okay.
Actually, yeah, Lord Krishna one time is killing Madhu, the demon named Madhu. So here Arjuna is addressing Lord Krishna as Madhusudana. So he has also purpose why he is calling like that. So let's see the translation first. Yeah. So do you remember that actually Sanjaya is with King Disarasa, and King Disarasa is blind, as you see in the picture. So he is
yes
not narrating the story. Sanjaya said, seeing Arjuna full of compassion, his mind depressed, his eyes full of tears, Madhusudana Krishna spoke the following words. So in the text two will be Lord Krishna replying to Arjuna, saying to Arjuna. Yeah, so like that. We can say maybe illustration is like that. So Arjuna confused. So he sat down and then I don't want to fight. Like that. So the purport, we can read little bit by little by. The purport is not much for today's text. Material compassion, lamentation, and tears are all signs of ignorance of the real self. Material compassion, lamentation, and tears are all signs of ignorance of the real self. So, yeah, what is our real self will be discussed by Lord Krishna. Compassion
and
for, yeah,
teacher what is material compassion
material compassion means compassion to the body.
uh,
Compassion to the body, yeah. Here, because Arjuna, he feel very sorry that he have to kill his own relative. But actually, he should know that he has a duty to fight, because although they are relative, but they are actually not acting as a relative. They actually try to kill them, try to kill Arjuna and brothers as well. Yeah, like that. The material compassion mean not the compassion toward only the body, compassion only to the body. Yeah, not compassion to the real soul. So Srila Prabhupada mentioned here that compassion for the eternal soul is the self-realization. Yeah, that is the real compassion. So when people are suffering, that is, then we know that everyone is suffering because they don't have information about their goal of life. So actually they are suffering. Of course, compassion can be in any form sometime. Oh, for example, when we see somebody, like let's say the beggar on the street, that we are compassion. Oh, why this beggar, they don't even have food to eat, for example. Like that is okay. Yeah, we put our compassion like that. Yeah. But the real compassion is actually we compassion to the eternal soul. Yeah. Why? Also, for example, if we help somebody only for material thing, and actually the problem will always coming every time. Yeah. So this is material compassion. Is not the compassion toward the body. Yeah, compassion toward the body. But it doesn't mean that we become people who have no mind, have no that people are blind who have no have no feeling at all. This is not like that. But natural compassion here means that he has feeling of compassionate to other, but only toward the body. For example, yeah, this Arjuna here is in material compassion because the so-called relatives over there. But you know, even if we deal with other people, if people are good, he will not attack us without any reason or without we are attacking them. But those person, the Kauravas, they try to kill them many times, and now he is challenged to fight. So there is no choice. So, for example, also tears are all signs of ignorance. So, for example, if we're lamenting too much, for example, there is a problem that we always crying, 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 crying. So, what is the use of that? Better stop to cry and find the solution, or okay, keep it as something in the past, and then we continue with our present condition. Not too much lamenting, not too much lamenting. It is okay because this material world is always full of problem, cannot be avoided. Sometimes problem coming even without we desire it, or sometimes also happiness also come without we without we also hoping it. Yeah, we can we can see this place is called Dukkha Alayam Asaswatam. Dukkha Alayam. Dukkha means the suffering. Alayam is the place of suffering. And then Dukkhalayam Asaswatam. This is temporary here in this material world, is temporary place. Although we are live very opulently, and some somehow or other we have to go. Yeah, where it is not our real place. By the time everything will be decided. So that is about, yeah, lamenting and tears is the signs of ignorance of the real self. The real crying is actually self-realization. Actually, so when we are we cultivate self-realization. That is actually the real compassion to the soul. We have come to this human form of life, and then now we have to cultivate self-realization. If we really actually value this human form of life, otherwise we will go back again here, and then again have to take birth, death, old age, and disease, reincarnation. Yeah, we coming back again here. That is always the problem again. If we're really compassion to the soul, it means that we try to practice self-realization and also share it to other people. That is the real compassion, the real help. The real help means to help people from birth, age, old age, and disease. Helping them only for material thing is not, okay, maybe this is pious activities, but it's not really giving solution for the long term. For example, uh, oh, they are very poor. They don't have even food, for example, in the village. We might be help. We can help them with food, for example, or we can help them with something. But it's better if to make them, to be able to work. It is material example, so that they can also work something, so that they are not in that condition, for example, like growing something in their land, for example. And also the same for the soul. For if we want to help the people for long term or eternal solution, then we give them self-realization. And it's starting from ourselves first. And then when we practicing, and then we will just natural that we are going to share it to other, because we feel it very happy by practicing, by knowing the goal of life, and then we practically uh, get the solution that actually I have to get out from this material world. Even in Buddhist philosophy also that mentioned that it is not our place. We have to get out from here. We have to get out from here. We have to get out from the suffering. That is, come to this material world means suffering actually. Okay. Let's continue to read the purport. This is purport, the commentary by Srila Prabhupada. So here is explained about Madhusudana. The word Madhusudana is significant in this verse. Lord Krishna killed the demon Madhu. And now Arjuna wanted Krishna to kill the demon of misunderstanding that had overtaken him in the result of his duty. So sometimes we call people with certain intention, right? For example, if we hate somebody, very, if we, even our friend, for example, although jokingly, sometimes we call him with bad words in the in the in the sense that we want to remind him about his bad activities, for example. In Cambodian maybe pekat, sometimes like that. If there is like a boy sometimes I see on the road that when they are angry to his friend, so he call him with a bad word, something like that. Usually in Cambodia we start with and like or yeah. In the same way here, Arjuna is calling Lord Krishna as Madhusudana. Also has intention. Madhusudana means the killer of demon, Madhu. Yeah. Okay. It's a demon Madhu. Okay. Yeah, Victory. So the electric coming back.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, like that. So Arjuna called Lord Krishna with this name, Madhusudana, with intention, so that Lord Krishna will kill the demon in Arjuna's mind. What is that demon? Is doubt. Actually, for doubt is something like a demon, because we don't know what to do. We doubt, always doubt. Yeah. People, when he doubt, is very trouble. Somebody who is not doubt, accept or not accept. One who is doubt is like, it's like not sure what he is like. Somebody's confused, something like that. So the doubt of or misunderstanding about the duty. Then this is like a demon. Yeah, he compared this like a demon. So Arjuna is addressing Lord Krishna in that way, so that Lord Krishna will give him knowledge. What should I do? Okay, and then continue with the purport. No one knows where compassion should be applied. Compassion for the dress of a drowning man is senseless. A man fallen in the oceans of nescience cannot be saved simply by rescuing his outward dress, the gross material body. One who does not know this and laments for the outward dress is called a Sudra, or one who laments unnecessarily. Yeah. Here is mentioned that actually we are in this material world. It's like we are drowning. We're drowning in the ocean of birth and death, always again and again like that. So the ocean is very big. Ocean is very vast. This is very huge ocean of birth and death. And then the real problem of the living entity is that we are always taking birth, death, old age, and disease. Janma, Mritu, Jara, Vyadi over here. Then the real solution that we should give is actually supposed to be liberating them from this birth, age, old age, and disease. Yeah. Not only, for example, if there is somebody difficulties in economic, so we can supply them, for example, of food or something. But yeah, or for example, we can educate them, for example, and then after some time, after we die, then we have to start from zero again, and then again problem will be there. Okay. So this is very, let's say, very extreme, but it actually is the fact that the real solution is that to give them solution so that they not coming back to this material world again. And usually it's difficult for us to decide where the compassion should be applied. Yeah, for example, we are feeling very sorry to the beggar sometime, for example. So we give them some money, but sometimes beggar they use that money for taking alcohol, for example. Yeah, we can say sometime something like that. Sometimes we see the beggar in the street, and they, you know, not really, So we will very sorry. We feel very sorry and give them something, and then in return he used it to bring to to drink alcohol, and it is actually just making him become worse actually. Like that. So here it doesn't mean that we should not help others. It doesn't mean like that, but the real help for others is actually we give them knowledge and practically sharing this information that we should let's go from this material world, don't come back here again. And how to do that actually? By surrendering to God. Yeah. By cultivate, yeah, in any religion, if even if you are Muslim, then just be good Muslim, for example. You have to, like in the Muslim also is taught about that we should surrender to God, although yeah, impersonal God. Also, like that. Ultimately, all the path is actually coming to devotion to God. Although people don't believe in God, actually, yeah.
Teacher, what does a Sudra mean? One who laments unnecessarily.
Unnecessarily, yeah. Yeah. So as we have discussed earlier, that there are 4 classes of men, 4 division. There are Kshatriya, there are Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Sudra. So the Sudra, usually they don't have this kind of knowledge. Yeah, it is, but it is not absolutely. So people who don't have information or have realization about this kind of thing, that always thinking only materially, only thinking materially, that, oh, lamenting too much, that is actually the people who are in the Sudra or in the mood of ignorance. Yeah. There are 3 modes of material nature. Do you remember 3 modes of material nature? Satwam, Raja, and Tamas. Yeah. So the Sudra is people who predominantly influenced by the mood of ignorance. So when one is in ignorant, it means that he is not seeing something as it is. Yeah, he's not seeing something as it is. So here Arjuna is lamenting, although he is Kshatriya, but now his his view that I should not fight because they are all my relatives and different things. And it is actually lamenting. Oh, after war they will die. Something like that. Yes, we lament unnecessarily. Yeah. Suppose, yeah, maybe I already mentioned like several times. Suppose you are a military man, and then on the battlefield you see that, oh, that is my friend in front of, but I should not attack him. Then what is that? So this is not good. And actually, when he say his when we see that, oh, I have killed my brother, for example, something like that, for this, because that brother had become a thief, and for example, not only thief, for example, a robber in the bank, and we should attack according to our duty. Yeah, doesn't matter. It is not that we kill the brother, but actually we kill the thief. In that sense, it's not like that because it is our duty. And dilemma is always there. Of course, it doesn't mean that we have no feeling on those things, but still, that is like here, Srila Prabhupada is mentioning that suppose you are going to Sihanouk field. Suppose you are going to Sihanouk field and then you swim on the ocean. Yeah. And swim in the ocean and you see somebody, for example, children, is drowning, and then you just take that, for example, the boys, take the boys, the dress of the boys, but you let the boys drown. So what is the use? It is like that. Yeah, you just save the cloth of that person. It's not saving the person himself itself. So what is the use? Yeah, rescuing the body, rescuing outward dress mean only rescuing the body, but not rescuing the soul. No one knows where compassion should be applied. Compassion for the dress of a drowning man is senseless. Like that. We have compassion to only to the dress. For example, if here my dress, I can give you example. This is my dress, for example. If I swim behind me there is a picture, right? Let's say that is a very big lake. Then, for example, I playing over there, and then I'm going to drown, and somebody only take this my cloth and let me drown there. So what is the use? It is not really rescuing me, but rescuing only my body. So the same way. So the same way. So if the for example, if somebody doing philanthropic work, work, for example, making hospital and everything. We are not against this, but uh, you know, yeah, maybe they will cure some after some time, but at the last, what, that they have to die also. So if we open a lot of hospital, for example, it's only helping their body. It might cure their disease in this life, but next life should again coming again problem again. Okay. But if we give the solution so that we try to rescue their soul by sharing this yeah, knowledge and practically and show them the happiness of devotional service, then they can get liberation. Then that is actually the real the real solution. Yeah. Gross material body. It's like up over there. And later on will be discussed about the soul and the body. Yeah. Arjuna was a Kshatriya, and this conduct was not expected from him. Like I mentioned earlier, suppose you are army, and then on the front line when there is a war, you see your friend with this um, with his enemy on that situation. So it is not good. You're not attacked. Your commander you will call you. Oh, you are a traitor. However, Lord Krishna, however, can dissipate the lamentation of the ignorant man, and for this purpose, the Bhagavad Gita was sung by him. So, Lord Krishna is singing here. That's why Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad means Lord is Bhagavan, or the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Gita means song. So actually, this is song. And the whole Bhagavad Gita is only spoken only 1 hour, 700 verses. Because the intelligence of person at that time is very sharp, not like nowadays. 700 verses nowadays, if we recite all Bhagavad Gita, it may takes more than 2 hours. Yeah. But that time, Arjuna understand directly from Lord Krishna's teaching. Hear once and he understand what is the meaning. Nowadays, we have to understand it from Srila Prabhupada. What is the meaning in different thing. The continuation. This chapter instructs us in self-realization by analytical study of the material body and spirit soul. So, just actually last time we have Sunday program, Sunday gathering here. I was mentioning about this also. Difference about material body and the soul. Yeah. If you study chemistry, you will have a lot of, you will remember about the periodic table of Mendeleev. There is chromium, a lot of elements, phosphorus, carbon, hydrogen, and then natrium, kalium. When we were studying in high school, I think we remember all these things. So actually, our the soul is not combination of any of them. Yeah. It's not combination. They may become the element who construct our this body that we can see. Yeah. Even the mind and intelligence and false ego is not consist of that gross element. Calcium, carbon, yeah. As claimed by the scientists, they say, oh, life is only coming from the combination of certain chemical. But if that is the case, so the scientists would have been made alive now, so that people are not dying. But it is not the case. Nobody can, no doctor can prolong passion. to get longer life if actually supposed to be dying. So yeah, over here it is mentioned of there. Basically, will be analytic study of the spirit soul, which is different from material body. That it is actually very basic philosophy. If we don't understand on this part first, then we will not go further. Yeah, and even to realize this is very difficult. It means that when we realize this this knowledge, this very simple information, that we will become a very good person, tolerate person. Sometimes, oh, actually, I'm not this body. Somebody may, speaking bad word on us, and if we're thinking, actually, I'm not this body. So, what is the use that I angry to them? There is, yeah, because we are not thinking that we are this body, for example. Okay, so that is basically this one. If we want, we can read more. I think we have still have 8 minutes, but I will open for question, comment, or whatever from today's tag. If you have any point, yeah, any doubt or whatever, you can now we can discuss. Srila Prabhupada actually also giving a lot of lectures on this verse actually.
So the second chapter, it's mainly Krishna who is talking.
Yeah, this at the text second text actually Lord Krishna start. Right.
And he will give like
Instruction, yeah.
the explanation about the material body and
Yeah.
the
This one is
soul.
text one. Yeah, it's text
Okay.
one. And then on the second text, we'll see that actually Lord Krishna start. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha over there. Can you see there? This is Lord Krishna speaking.
Okay.
If you don't have any point, maybe we can read this little bit explanation.
Okay.
That I think we already mentioned over there. By calling Krishna Madhusudana, Sanjaya informed Dhritarashtra that Arjuna's doubt will be now be killed by the killer of the Madhu demon. As Srila Prabhupada explained, the word Madhusudana is significant in this verse. Lord Krishna killed the demon Madhu, and now Arjuna wanted to kill the demon of misunderstanding or doubt that had overtaken him in the discharge of his duty. And also is mentioned by Burijana Prabhu here that Dhritarashtra was happy to hear Arjuna's mood of renunciation. So Dhritarashtra is want his son become king, want him to win. So if Arjuna don't want to fight, and then actually you know the council already sounded, it means that the war is actually going to happen. And now if Arjuna saying that I will not attack back even if they will attack me without weapon. So he was hearing about this. Dhritarashtra was very happy. Okay, then like that. But again, after hearing this, he is also surprised again that actually Lord Krishna will teach him so that he will fight finally. Yeah. Dhritarashtra was very happy because he is attached to his son, so that he wanted that his son win the war. Something like that. Now his son could be victorious, something like that. Sanjaya's word, however, dispelled Dhritarashtra's happiness. Again, he was very happy. Oh, okay, then my son will win. Then after hearing this, the word Madhusudana, that Lord Krishna will kill the misunderstanding of Arjuna, then Dhritarashtra again become unhappy. Okay.
So teacher,
Yes.
to the demon of misunderstanding, which is the doubt. Here, Lord Krishna sang Bhagavad Gita, sang Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna, and then all of the doubts were gone, right?
Yeah.
Is that the point? So so similarly, if it applies to me, for example, as a new a reader or a new learner about Bhagavad Gita, is it necessary for us to have doubts, to have questions, or what? What is the point here about mentioning about the demon of misunderstanding?
Yeah.
What is the message from the author here?
Yeah. The message from author here is that, yeah, we have, when we have doubt, when we have misunderstanding, that should be, misunderstanding should be cleared up by somebody who having knowledge, who have knowledge, like that. Like it is just normal that when you have some problem, you will ask somebody. For example, your friend. Maybe usually girl, they have their friend. Or if I have this problem, and that you will tell the story. Although maybe she is not so much also familiar with the problem. Still, we are something like that. So it is just natural that, yeah. And Krishna is mentioned. Krishna Surya Sama Maya Haya Andakara Yahan Krishna Tahan Nahi Mayara Adhikar. So Lord Krishna is compared to the sun. Suns, like it's today is very sunny. So when there is Krishna, so there is no any science. There is no ignorance, something like that. So Lord Krishna here will give. Yeah. And yeah, actually it is mentioned that even if we recite Bhagavad Gita, it's also purify us, actually. And it is better that if you also understand the meaning, because you know it will build our intelligence. So our intelligence will be called upon when we have problem. So that is intelligent. When we're facing the problem and then we know about this fact, about this knowledge, about this information, then we will little bit pacified. Oh, okay. Although this is problem, I have to tolerate. This is the nature of this material world. And anyhow, I'm not this body. I'm not this. I'm something higher than that. And I'm always happy. Something like that. So it's also a very important in chapter 3 later on will be described how actually people, the mentality of person who study Bhagavad Gita should be. That one of them is question. And even in the school also, if the student is all asking a lot of question, usually that are very, very smart student. And it is very important to question. Yeah. And the question is not in the, to clarify the doubt. Yeah. Yeah, in order to understand this spirituality is something difficult as well. It is this part of spirituality is not without any effort. So we need a lot of information from the Shastra, and Bhagavad Gita is one of the Shastra. Oh, yeah, which give us information about the fact, about the truth. Like that. So yeah, questioning is one of very important thing. If we want to start from questioning, for example, why I come here, really, why I come here, why I have come here. Even this question, if we really deep, we want to questioning, why I come here, or I just come here, live one time and then die after that, everything finished, or what? Yeah, the thoughtful person will actually try to find the answer from this question. Yeah, thoughtful person. yeah, sometimes it's good to contemplate why I'm here. For example, like Marie now here, that's another example. So you must be having some purpose why you are coming to Cambodia, right? So it's not just, oh, I'm here and it's okay and there is no plan, but there is a plan. So the same way we are now here in this material world and having this human form of life. So there must be a mission. There must be a purpose why I have come to this human form of life. And what is that purpose? So this is philosophical question. For example, let's say maybe I want to become a richest person in the world. For example, if we have to analyze, for example, suppose we are thinking like that. For example, is that my real goal? Is that can make us happy or not? We have a lot of information that many millionaire they commit suicide. They have everything. They have even the island, private island. They have helicopter, or even, like what we call the the flight. He have his own private flight to go to another country. But why he kill himself? He killed his suicide. It means that he is not happy, right? So something that it is missing. So by knowing all those facts, that it means that actually wealth is not the only goal that we can make us happy. For example, this is some of question, a lot of questions that we need to get the answer. That is just only the example. Or I want to become the smartest scientist, for example. I'll become like even greater than Albert Einstein. But actually, Albert Einstein also he believed in God. Yeah, for example, like that. So yeah, whatever our goal is, that this is actually, we can set our goal and in any way. I will become a good football player, the best football player, for example. So, but what is the use of that if we analyze the truth? After some time, we have to die. Then our fame will only on that this lifetime. Then where we will go? Like that. By the time everything vanquished, by the time everything is disappear, something like that. Anyhow, it is already 2 o'clock. I'm sure that you have a lot of things to do as well. If there is no question, we may conclude for today's discussion. Okay. Hope everyone is happy. Today it's very sunny here. Already a few days actually, not only 2 days. Yesterday also quite